Welcome back, Sethling here. Mojang just released the 13w09a snapshot, and it's got a bunch of bug fixes, but it's also got a really cool new feature. And we can see it right here. We have a spawner spawning a spider jockey. This was previously completely impossible. Here's another spider jockey. But it's not just limited to spider jockeys. You can actually stack any mobs or entities on top of each other that you want. So let's see. Here I've got a sheep riding in a boat. Here I've got, well, okay, a saddled pig in a minecart isn't new. Although there is something new about that I'm going to talk about. Here I've got a cat riding a creeper, and this is actually kind of hilarious. If you let the creeper out, he's just going to run around in a panic. Just constantly trying to run from the cat, and the cat's stacked on top of him so he can't run away. It's wonderful. Okay, so we have, here we have a boat riding a sheep, riding a villager, riding a pig, riding a cow. So you can have as many of these stacked up as you want. And in fact, I can even trade with the villager or ride in the boat. Or I can even stand on top of the boat here. That all works. So, fairly robust. There are some problems with it. I like this application in particular right here. This is actually something I saw on Reddit recently. And there's a minecart riding a bat. So if I get in the minecart, the bat is still going to be flying around and everything. And I get to ride along with it. So I saw a really cool PvP mode where everybody's riding these bats with minecarts, and it's kind of a little bit random because you're just being flown around by the bat. But actually, this is a problem. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, like I mentioned, there is something new about the saddled pig in the minecart. So I can get on this pig and I can ride him. If I log out and log back in, you'll notice I'm still riding the pig, and that is a new feature. Previously, anytime you would ride something and then log out, log back in, it would kind of lose track of what was riding what, and actually spider jockeys would stop riding each other and stuff too. Now there are some bugs with this, and okay, well, the spider jockey lost its jockey, but yeah, when you log back in, it looks like the thing that's being ridden is kind of in the... Oh. Well, I didn't expect that. He walked away? Out of the minecart. Okay, it looks like there is actually a bug with this then. That's actually surprising to me. I hadn't encountered that before. Well then. Anyway, that's fine. Let me get another minecart going here with a pig in it. And it's really easy to do that. You just put a saddle pig on the track and push the minecart into it. But okay, so it looks like there is actually a bug there, because the saddle pig should have stayed in the minecart. You'll notice the cat has now come to me because the creeper went too far away and I touched the ground. So if this is a tamed cat, he's going to teleport to me. But yeah, actually, let me put down another rail, because I don't want to be on this one. Okay, so something that does work is you can get in a minecart and reload the world, and you'll still be in the minecart. So that actually does work. This thing over here, I guess it doesn't work if you're on the pig. Let me try it again. Interesting. So the minecart just disappeared. That has got to be a bug. But anyway, so you can actually log out while you're in a minecart, and you can be riding it down the rail and everything. So that's new. Same with a boat. You couldn't do that before. If you logged out with a boat, you would just end up logging back in without the boat. So how did I go about doing it? Oh wait, no, there's one more thing. One more thing I want to mention. This is something I tried, a little experiment I ran. This is a spawner down here. It spawns a cave spider riding a fireball, like a gassed fireball. And I thought it'd be cool if you could like hit the fireball, and wherever it hit the ground, the fireball would explode and the spider would just, you know, hop down off the fireball. But it turns out this is also buggy, and it just keeps going forever. If I log out, log back in, it turns out I hadn't actually hit the fireball. So the server and client are kind of in disagreement about where the fireball is. Yeah, this is definitely a bug, but I wouldn't be surprised if this gets fixed by the time 1.5 gets released. So in order to, if you want to stack the mobs for yourself, I wrote an MC edit filter, of course. If you want, say, a lime sheep in a boat, you just put a lime sheep somewhere up above a boat, select both of them in a region with MCEdit, and then run my stack entities filter, and that'll just stack all the entities. Uses their positional their height position to determine what order to stack them in. So when I made this, I had a cow on the ground, and then a little bit above that I had a pig, then like a little bit above that I had a villager, sheep, and boat, just to get them all stacked in the right order. Oh, you know what? There is one more thing. One more experiment I ran. So this is actually 3 minecarts stacked on top of each other, and they kind of behave a lot like the old stacked minecarts, but the thing is, they will never unstack. They can't. They're kind of bound to each other. So this is kind of cool, actually, and they'll go whichever direction you push them, and they'll continue infinitely in that direction. So I don't know, this is just something to play around with. There's really a lot of new stuff to play around with. It just stops once it hits a wall, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, so there's those spider jockeys. There's all this stuff. There's still a lot to play around with. We're going to be seeing a lot of really cool applications of this new feature coming along in the coming days and weeks, I'm sure. But yeah, so you can download that filter, the stack entities filter, from the video description. Thanks for watching.